We just came back from a cruise where we didn't need our balls because they had balls. So we didn't need this big pack with us. This is a great option if you only need to carry or tote around the rackets. Yeah, the rackets. If you only want to carry the rackets. All right. Otherwise, big pack, little pack. And thank you for joining me on another video. It's summertime. We're all out doing things, right? Well, my hubby got into playing pickleball, and making a long story short, we need a new bag for our pickleball set. So that's what I'm going to be doing here today. I'm going to be making a new bag, one where the handles, where the entire set doesn't go into the bag. We do have balls here. I'm deciding a style. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna create something for this pickleball. Let's do a pickleball bag. I don't normally use patterns, so I kind of make up my own every time I'm doing something, most of the time. And I am going to just be tracing the outside of my paddle in order to figure out what size I need. 4 pieces of paper taped together. Yeah, I just shifted that. Perfection does not exist here. So, we are going to wing it, and hopefully it comes out, right? I do not make patterns. I create my own. And sometimes, if I see something, I might think, oh, that's a great idea, and I'll just improve it. Like, I know for this particular item, I want to add a pocket. So we'll get to that. I'm going to just be laying this down here, tracing around. This doesn't fit on just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, simply because we need seam allowances. So I'm creating my own. Right now, I'm just doing the true size of the paddle without the seam allowances. Okay, I want to get an idea of, I can't see the top, but I want to get an idea of the paddle size itself. Oh, look at that. Before I add a seam allowance. That's what I did. That's all I did. I should have done it upside down for you, but that's okay. You get it. And now is where I want to go ahead and add, I'll add, usually I just put on 1/4 inch. I'm going to add on an additional inch going around for a seam allowance on both sides. Okay. So I will go ahead and do that. We're not perfectionists here. first thing I did was I just took a measurement of the length of the pickleball paddle. Okay, so I have that going on, and now what I need to do is just figure out, I just need to cut the width of it. All right. Cutting this. I have underneath here the lining fabric. So using the pattern we just created, okay, I'm going to cut the outer layer as well as the inner layer. I just have them together right now. I did not cut the interface yet. Okay. We have the size that we need. That was pretty simple. Don't get scared. This is just like making a regular bag. The only difference is we're going to create a smaller space for the handle. We're going to follow the same steps that we normally would. Outer fabric, then lining, and put some interface on it. But people just might get scared just because it has a handle here. Don't get scared. At this point, I have adhered my interface to the back of the outer fabric. So I have that. And I have my lining pieces ready to go. Okay. I also took the time, I'm going to put these measurements below, but I took the time to cut the fabric for some tabs that we're going to need. Those tabs are going to be what we use for the outer strap, the adjustable strap. We're going to be putting them on the bottom of the bag there and at the tip of the handle here on the outside. So we have that. I also have a fabric here that's going to be used for the inside pocket. I'm decided I want an inside pocket, which is going to go in the inner lining. And I have my material here for an outer pocket, which I'm going to use a zipper. I have a zipper tape number 5 here that I am going to use. Actually, this is not the one where is it? I gotta make a shorter one. But I'm going to put a zipper on the outside panel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to show it as a part of this video because I do it in several videos that I have, but I'm going to go ahead and attach, or I should say, to prepare the pocket for this, for the out portion of the bag. I have gotten the pocket all prepared. I put my zipper tape on so the pocket is there. It's deep enough, let's see, it's deep enough to put a phone in, which is what, which is what I like. Obviously it can go horizontally as well, but let's see if we just add in, it's big enough to, put a wallet in there. If you just want to put a debit card holder in there, perfect size. Okay. All right. We are now ready to prepare the pocket on the inside lining. I'm going to use contrasting fabric. You can go ahead and use whatever fabric you would like, but All we're going to do is fold it right sides together, and we want to sew around 3 sides, and you want to leave a portion of it open so we can flip it right side out. So we want just a small portion left open. Small portion of this was left open. Flip it right side out. Poke in the corners. You'll poke it out. If you need to use a poker or a chopstick, go ahead. Poke out your corners. We will be sewing this close, but not just yet. Let me get that corner poked. Go ahead and sew a top stitch at the top of either side. Doesn't matter. Top stitch right across the top of your pocket. Alright, now we just need to go ahead and we want to sew to attach it onto the lining around the 3 sides, leaving the top portion open. I'm going to sew all around all 3 sides. We're ready to do the hard work now. We have our pockets all done. We have that outer pocket and our inner pocket. Okay, that inner pocket. Let's create the tabs. That's going to be for the strap. Okay. The tabs, the pieces that you have that are the 4 inches by 5.5 inches, we want to create a tab for that. And you're simply going to do that by obviously folding in the fabric to the middle and then folding over. We'll have our tabs. Let's go ahead and sew down both sides of the tabs. I'm going to just be sewing at 1/8 of an inch to get that really close to the edge. I'll do the other one while I have it in there. I just find that it's quicker than for me to remove you know, the portion of the fabric and go around. Okay. Yay. We now have our tabs complete. Let's adhere them onto the bag. I have 2 D-rings I'm going to be using. Okay. And I will be putting them, let's see. Okay, so my fabric is the same way. I'll be attaching these right in the middle of the bag. I'll put a stay stitch just to hold it down. So at this point, what I'll just do is put a stay stitch directly across the handle. All right, let's do that. We need to put the tab on the top of the bag as well. So, okay, here we are at the top of the bag. The rounded portion. Okay, and I'll put a stay stitch here as well. The stay stitch, you want to be sure that you do it close enough to the edge where you gotta remember your permanent stitch, your permanent seam has to go on the bag as well in order to cover your stay stitch, your basting stitch. So somewhere between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch from the seam is where you want to do it. Okay. You can feel free to cut off a portion of this if your tab is too long, whatever makes you comfortable. Okay. And we're basically going to follow the same directions we would for putting together a regular bag. Don't let the shape of this throw you off. It's really simple. We are going to be preparing the zipper. Okay? We're going to follow the same rules that we always follow. With that being said, we'll work with the one that doesn't have the tabs. How about that? For right now. Fold your outer piece in half. Let's find the middle of your bag. The middle of the cover, I should say. This helps to figure out where to put your zipper. Make a little snip. Especially since this is going to, you're going to curve your zipper. Knowing where the middle of your bag is important. Your paddle cover. Okay, so I have a little snip there. Okay, I'll do the same thing to my zipper. I want to know where the middle of my zipper is. Okay. So on both sides of the zipper, I'm going to snip. I'm not snipping far into the zipper tape. I'm just snipping enough to know, just the tip of it, to know where my middle is. Okay, same rules apply when doing a zipper pouch. You have your fabric here, your outer fabric. The zipper goes face down, so the right side of the zipper will face the right side of the cover. Let's pin that. It might seem intimidating because this is curved, but here's what's going to help. Now that you know what the middle of your zipper is, make some little snips in your zipper tape. Okay? Make some snips. Your zipper tape can be as long as you would like it. Guys, I did not know that my camera stopped recording. So I ended up putting the zipper on, and that's where we are right now. Sorry. These are the bad things about when you're recording yourself. Like, I'm not a professional. I don't know how people do this. Okay. Anyway, this is what we have after attaching the zipper. And the whole idea was to show you not to get intimidated over the way that over the curve. You're going to attach the zipper as if it was just like a regular bag. Only the difference is that where you made the snips in the zipper, that's going to help the zipper tape curve. Okay, in order to make it easier. Turn it right side out. We want to push, push, push so that we get the nice curve. Okay, looks pretty, looks good. Let's prepare the other side of the bag, the other outer portion. Again, making snips to the zipper tape to help it curve. I'm going a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. So a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to force it to separate. We want to force it, okay? Gently though. The goal is for this tape to help us with the curve, okay? All right. We want right sides of this. I will go ahead and pin my bag just so that it doesn't get in the way. Where's my, here it is right here. So that it doesn't get in the way when sewing the curve. Okay. Okay. We have outer fabric. Then we're going to put our zipper. We're going to treat this as if nothing is there. So zipper, pretty side. So we're basically essentially putting the pretty side to the pretty side because we want the pretty side of the zipper, right? And we want it to go to the center of the bag, of the cover. Again, our tab is there, but we're making pretend that tab is not there. Okay, we're just finding the middle. Okay. All right. I'm going to temporarily pin this while I find the middle of my lining. So temporarily pinning that. Find the middle of our lining. Fold it over. All right. We have our middle, make a little snip. Okay. We have our snip here. And again, we're just lining this all up together. The goal is just so we know where we're sewing, so that there's no confusion. We don't need confusion. I'll remove that pin from the zipper. Pin it in several places. Be sure that you catch the zipper in between both layers. Now remember, at some point, that zipper pull is going to get in your way. So you just need to stop and pivot and move it out of your way. Okay. This curve, again, the zipper tape is helping us see it naturally curved by itself. I didn't have to do much work there. It's taking more work for me to pin. I'm ready to sew all the way around. Okay. Perfect. Just to reduce bulk, I will be clipping some of that off. Okay, I'm gonna turn this. Beautiful, looks beautiful. Okay. All right, I'm gonna slide that pocket, slide the zipper over before I end up accidentally closing it. I wanna just take a look at it from this view. This is what we have so far. That's the back part, and here is the front part where we put that zipper on the front for the pocket. Okay. The handle will go in here. We'll show you that when it's all closed. Right now we need to close up the whole thing, so let's go ahead and put it back. I just wanted to check it out. Let's put the right sides together of your lining and the right sides together of your outer fabric. Okay. And you can pin these all around. Okay. Pin it so that everything stays together and doesn't shift on you. Do the same thing with your lining fabric. And tuck that in. I'm always hurting myself. Pin. We'll be leaving a portion of this open. I think for me it's going to be easier for me to leave a portion of the handle open. That's what I'll do. I'll start on my inner lining. So I'll be going all the way around the bag, doing the outer portion and the inner portion. When I get to the part where my outer fabric meets my lining fabric, I'm going to treat this just as what it is. It's going to be a little divot. So I'm sewing this way, straight across, and then I'm coming across to the lining fabric. We will not be going around that curve again. Okay, so straight from the outer onto the inner. And when I come down to my inner fabric lining, I will leave a portion of my handle here open. That's enough because it's squishy that I can poke it through, bring it through the handle. I think that's going to be good. Okay, so let's do it. Let's sew all the way around. Yeah, this may seem tricky, but it's not. You're just following the curve, following the lines as if you would any other project. Don't let the curves intimidate you. Clip corners while I'm at it right here. Okay. I will be cutting, wait, was it, okay, good. Cutting the zipper to trim it a bit so it doesn't leave bulk. pins. I did stab myself. You didn't see it, which was great. You didn't hear it also. All right. Clip here. Anything we can do to reduce bulk, we want to do that. All right. I'm putting my fingers into the outer fabric and pushing down the outer fabric first. It doesn't matter. You could do the inner fabric, but I'm just doing the outer fabric first because it just has a longer way to go. So, okay. All right. Great. Poke corners. You know what? I should probably adjust the camera so that you can see it. Let's get a poker. Let's get a chopstick. So we can poke the corners. You want to poke down your handle corner. Raw. Okay, do all the poking. My chopstick. I'll roll these with my fingers. Hey. Roll the outer fabric. The interesting thing is that we're not top stitching because of the shape. That's what makes this seem weird to me, but we got this. Okay. All right. Pretty, beautiful. All right. Poke out, fix your inner lining to poke those corners. All right. Now you could just as easily do this quilting the outside so that you just do binding inside. That's another option instead of you flipping this inside out. That's our pocket right there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. All right, so we're gonna have to put this back inside the handle, but for right now, let's go ahead and close this up. And it's ready to pop back inside of the handle. All right. Boy, this one. All right, let's see. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, cool. Whichever way you want to put your pocket is up to you. I put the pocket so that the pocket is, with this being the top of the bag, the pocket is on top this way instead of carrying the bag this way from the top. I'd rather be poked by a round portion when it goes across the back as opposed to the stick portion. Okay, let's put the, you know what? I was going to make a strap. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna use webbing. Go. We're gonna use black. So I have my webbing. Be sure that you use a thread. Just know that whatever thread you use, it will be seen on your strap. So because I just chose to use black webbing, I'm switching out and putting black thread. I don't want to see white on the strap on top of, I don't want to see white thread on top of black webbing. All right. I have a tri-glide here. But first, we need to prepare it. One portion of the strap up and over. Okay. And we need to go ahead and sew this here. Okay. Up and over and sew the end on. All right. We can now start to prepare. We need to put some clips on the ends of these in order to make them removable, to make your strap removable. And we want to do that in case obviously you want to put the bag into another bag. I have these black ones I want to use. These are heavy. I was saving them for a duffel bag, but I'm gonna go ahead and use them. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Okay. My clasp goes down. Okay. So we have the swivel hook on. And now we're going up and over again. This is what makes your bag adjustable, the strap, I should say. Okay, that stays on there. We can move this to make it longer or shorter. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and just sew on the last clasp portion of our the last portion of the belt. Okay, so now I'm going to just sew on to secure this portion of this lobster clasp. It's the swivel hook. There we go, we're all done. Okay, putting the oh, let me cut my, there we go, snip that. Preparing the strap with the tri-glide, that's what makes your strap adjustable. I have other videos where you can learn how to do that. If you look in the fanny pack or in the sling video, I show you how to do that. Okay, but that putting a swivel hook on is what allows your pouch to actually turn when you put it on your back. Okay, your cover, I should say. But yeah, so here we are. You have the zipper on the bottom. We have that zipper on the top. Obviously, every time you put your handle in and out, the zipper, the inner pocket will, probably get in the way. Just tuck it back down. It's no problem. Okay, look. All right. Put that phone in there. You can put a wallet in there. Anything you want. Okay. And then you're ready to strap it on your back. Strap it on the back. All right, so that's all I got for you. Go ahead, if you have questions, put them down below. Otherwise, I'm just going to see you at the next video. Okay? Oh, okay, I'll move this down. Okay. Yeah, but that's all. You did it. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you at the next video.